welcome to AudioCodes UC Talks with me, Jay Wyatt, and my colleague Sammy D from France. Sammy is a solution consultant, and I think we've done quite a few events now, haven't we, together? It's always been massively enjoyable. I think the last time we were together was Ignite, wasn't it, in Paris?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Good
which
morning.
is always fun to do. So Sammy, thank you ever so much for taking the time today to talk to me. Over the last few weeks, I've been doing a series of video blogs with Shane Hoey from APAC and Scott Middlebrooks from the USA. We've been discussing everything Microsoft Teams, from initial deployment considerations through to legacy integration and talking about endpoint devices. So have you had a chance to see any of the videos that we've done so far?
Yes, I've seen a bit of it. That would be good to remind the address where we can find it. So I think it's under the AudioCodes Live managed services and offers.
Absolutely. So on the website now, you can go to AudioCodes Live for Microsoft Teams, and if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see that the videos are there. So far, we've done, I think it's about 7 videos. I think 3 so far have been put out through social media. So over the coming weeks, there'll be more and more that will go out through social media. So do look out for those. So going straight into this, Sammy, we like to keep it quite short and succinct. So I thought it'd be really sort of interesting to understand, what has been happening within your region over the last few months. The reports that have come out of Microsoft have stated that they've seen an increase from 37 million daily users to 75 million daily users over the last couple of months, which is an incredible increase in users. I have my own doubts about how many will continue to embrace Microsoft Teams. So, have you seen an increase in demand from our partners for direct routing or other AudioCodes solutions such as IP phones, over the last couple of months?
Yes, absolutely. Especially with this special period, with this COVID-19 exceptional behavior. So we got a really huge demand, at least at the technical point of view. So in terms of pre-sales activity. So I really got a lot of demands which really exploded with regards to the Teams adoption. And actually a lot of customers were already doing consideration for Teams adoption or proof of concept and these kind of things.
Okay.
And a lot of them had to go into massive production, massive adoption, while it was not a plan for the coming weeks. And it was really almost like a big bang migration, 0 to 1 for a lot of companies. So it was a good experience. And for all the others who were not yet considering Teams or not yet starting the adoption, they had no choice but to go for it for different reasons. So yeah, a lot of activity. And actually, the main reason for that, not only to be able for the employees to make a telephony remotely from home, but also to rationalize and put together all the outgoing traffic and all the incoming traffic from and to a centralized SIP trunk, and which is great with cloud-based PBX such as Teams.
Yeah.
So this point, and also for all the companies doing call center, so a lot of agents were having to work from home, and then there was a lot of challenges. There were a lot of challenges with regards to agents being able to work from home with the same tool, with the same level of features, same services. And this is where the challenge came, because technically speaking, there are different methods. And from our experience, we were advising using WebRTC or VPN or soft phones or just the Teams client. And all the challenge was to make everything to work together. And thanks to the SBC from AudioCodes, for example, we're able to manage all the different situations, to do adaptation between the different protocols, method, and things like that. So a lot of challenges, and a good way to practice and go into the field for sure in production.
Yeah, I mean, we've pretty much experienced the same within the UK, and thinking about kind of post COVID-19, Do you think organizations in your region will continue to use Microsoft Teams, or do you feel there'll be an element that will go back to what they did before? Because that's kind of how I feel. I think if we really don't use this opportunity to help them now play catch up, because like you said, there were some organizations which were considering moving to Microsoft Teams that once we had the outbreak and the lockdown, they'd already done some steps, so embracing it was a lot easier. But there are those that were just like, hell, what do we do now? And so they were just using Teams. I'm a little bit fearful that if we don't kind of take them through those few steps, they're going to go back to using what they did before. I mean, do you think the same sort of thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would be a mistake not to continue to use these tools to work remotely. Of course, I think it's always a matter of balance between the life in the office, meeting people, collaborating, seeing people face to face, and sharing coffee, exchanging ideas. So when you are on site, you are more spontaneously exchanging or making comments, which can be useful for other people. So this is one thing. And the second one is that when you work from home, you save a lot of time. You avoid transportation. You avoid being stressed in the public transportation or stuck in your car in the traffic jam and these kind of things. So I think it's really a good thing that we had no choice but to work from home and use such new tools and new technologies. Use Teams for sure. So it would be a mistake not to continue it. So I hope the trend will continue, and I think everything is about balance. So going to the office for formal meetings, exchange with people, and then work from home, use tools for remote telephony, remote collaboration, remote meetings, just to be more efficient, save time, be more focused. And by the way, it was the case from our side at AudioCodes. So we were having a lot of demands, so a lot of work to achieve, a lot of workload. And actually, at the end of the day, we were doing less breaks during the day, less coffee. So we were non-stop working and going from one project to another one. So at the end of the day, I think we were really more effective, especially at the beginning, because people were missing human contact. So we were having a lot of remote meetings, Teams meetings with customers, using video as well. So it was good to keep contact. But we had a lot of meetings, definitely maybe 2 times more meetings. So it was difficult to manage. But at the end of the day, working from home, you save time on the transport. So your day is longer. And it was just quick lunch, no breaks. So at the beginning,
Sammy, I can't believe that. I can't believe that you had a quick lunch.
Even in France,
I know how much you guys in France, you love your food. You love the whole kind of social aspect of being in the office and meeting face to face. And I can't believe that you cut down on your coffee intake either. Having said that, I know in France that you have tiny little coffees, whereas in the UK we're a little bit like the Americans. We have massive coffees. Anyway, try pull it back on track. I think so. What is the best advice that you can give any organization that has deployed Microsoft Teams, to get them through lockdown, to help them embrace Teams when they resume normal business?
Yes, I think that before moving to Teams, so there are key questions, especially with regards to voice, because within AudioCodes we are focused on Teams Voice, Microsoft Voice. So that there are different things a company should focus on. And which is key. So first of all, what are the existing solutions and equipments that the company will need to maintain and to have to interrupt and cohabit with Teams? So this is very important, and this is where AudioCodes is playing a great role, because we can allow a specific call center to continue to work as usual, but interoperating with Teams. So for example, all the call center traffic is going to the call center. So all the offline traffic is going to the call center, but you can have the employees, the experts being working with Teams, and you need the ability for the call centers agents to be able to talk to the experts. And so typically interaction between call center software, which can be third party, not especially Microsoft, and to interact with Teams. And this is clearly the role of the SBC to do that. So first, to identify all the existing telephony solutions which will have to be maintained with Teams, interaction, cohabitations. It can also be, for example, company with a lot of industrial sites, fabs, where people are more using DECT phones, so wireless phones instead of computers and things like that. So typically for that, the company need to identify what need to be ported to Teams and to interrupt with Teams, and how to do that. And then last question, and it is really an opportunity to go for it. So as Teams is cloud-based, the infrastructure can also be migrated to the cloud. So typically the SBC, all the equipments that make this interoperability possible can be deployed in the cloud. So it can be an opportunity for the company to externalize the infrastructure to go for a public cloud or a private cloud. So whatever the company is willing to do, we have a solution, and it is important to clearly identify it upfront. And similarly, if a company is having several sites, it can be the opportunity to centralize the voice, so have a centralized SIP trunk to have better negotiated tariffs and rates with the service provider. So it can be also an opportunity to think about all these possible changes. And for sure, the SBC is a great tool to do and to achieve all of this.
Sami, that's absolutely awesome. Thank you ever so much. So, Sami, I've got to wrap it up now. So, guys, if there's anything we've discussed today, please feel free to email me at uctalks@audiocodes.com. If you've enjoyed the video, do look out for the others. Please hit like if you enjoyed the video, and please feel free to share. But please also look out for more videos from the UC Talks team. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you very much.